Yo, bro, Mando! Welcome back to Action Ration. So today I thought we'd talk about something just totally new, right? Just totally fresh, totally groundbreaking, something that totally hasn't been done like a million times already. Feminism. And how it's basically dying as a movement. I've never really discussed feminism on my channel before, and to be honest with you, I don't really want to start now. As most of you know, feminism was treated as sort of a centerpiece of the culture war. It's been discussed heavily from both sides, and starting now is just, I'd say, a little too late to jump on that bandwagon. It'd be kind of like if an atheist wanted to start a YouTube channel where all they did was, make fun of creationists. The sailboat has kind of passed. The ship is sort of sunk. The horse is dead. I hate to draw that comparison, beating the dead horse, but in this case, the dead horse being feminist ideology and not women themselves, but yeah, overall, the whole SJW feminist thing, as far as the internet is concerned, is largely on the decline. You have a whole lot of feminist channels that are starting to die off or shrink or leave and rebrand themselves. Kind of like how Anita Sarkeesian is now leaving gaming alone, or Lacey Green is apparently about to maybe take a red pill. Whether or not Lacey Green has truly changed, I think only time will tell. I don't want to assume her motivations at this point because I don't think it's very fair. I mean, she did open the door to the anti-feminist fringe community, as she puts it, and it is a commendable thing to do. However, I have my reservations. First off, I'm pretty skeptical of anyone who still claims to be a feminist at this point. Why with all the negativity surrounding the movement, why would you not just call yourself like an egalitarian instead? Maybe an egalitarian who focuses more on women's issues. Why would you want to identify as a term that most women don't even identify with because they see that the movement is filled with just these poison-spewing harpies they have nothing in common with. Lacey Green's decision to hear other people, bring them on her show, give them a platform to kind of voice their own opinions, again, it's very commendable, but it sort of feels like we're peeling back the first layer on what is a very retarded onion. So we have somebody who for years has basically tried to silence her critics and opponents and is now probably realizing that that's not very effective. And to be honest with you, this could really just be a career move. Internet feminism is kind of dying out. This is a way to rejuvenate her career. Or I dare say it, maybe this is actually just a poison pill in the YouTube skeptic community soup. She has a pretty sizable platform. She invites all these people who are, for the most part, united, just, talk about all these different issues, and we quickly find out where some people stand, and it might actually divide the community more than build bridges. That's being a little conspiratorial, but yeah, maybe. I'm glad that we can all start to finally agree that everyone deserves the right to freedom of speech, but the truth is that Lacey Green is still a far-left feminist, and I'm not going to agree with much of what she actually stands for. I think a lot of it is harmful to society, actually. But enough on her, and back to the primary topic, which is the decline of feminism. So, you can look at the history of feminism, you can look at the people involved, and even though this movement did accomplish some good things, for sure, the people involved in it were not always good themselves. They didn't always behave well. And I would say, even all that aside, whatever goodwill this movement garnered by liberating women in Western society in the past, I would say that goodwill is gone. Feminism is now largely one of three things, right? Okay, so it's number one, we got your coffee shop woke type who still thinks the movement is about equality for some reason. Number two, we have the ugly misandrists that we're all familiar with, the blue hair and the bad hygiene. And three, the something that used to be a man before he figuratively castrated himself to become a male feminist. That's basically it. It stands for easily disprovable myths such as the wage gap while doing nothing about the plight of women in the Middle East, and really just acts out the part of a societal hemorrhoid almost like on a daily basis with just screeching and awfulness that you don't want to be around. Women who are just, I mean, they're just awful. They're like marching through the streets naked, demanding that they have free abortions, and then when you say I don't want to pay for that, they scream at you about being, you know, a sexist and say keep your politics out of my vajayjay. Just awful, and just like nothing to really even, like, no real cause worth fighting for. You know, case in point, all the outrage now that the mainstream media outlets really hyped up about Gal Gadot, the actress who plays New Wonder Woman, you know, doing the crossover promotion with the Think Thin nutritional bars. And the outrage is because these bars, the brand name has the word thin in it. Like that's enough to send these people over the edge. Like none of them have ever tried dieting before. And, you know, like so many of us have failed at it, which is probably why they're so pissed. You know, you finally have a strong sort of feminist actress playing Wonder Woman, and all you're going to do really is just bitch, right? And you're just going to bitch because she's too tall, or she's too white, or she's too straight, or she's too Israeli. It's just, you know, it's exactly what, you know, people like Sargon of Akkad have been saying for years, and that is there is no pleasing these people. They're never happy, and trying is just generally just a bad idea. They're never going to be happy because, I mean, they lead crappy lives, and they're crappy because they've bought into this idea that they are perpetual victims of everything, and they just have an axe to grind about it. There's no making them happy. And I've got a news flash to any feminists who might be watching. It's highly unlikely, but no one wants to watch a Wonder Woman who looks like your average single mother in her late 30s. That would not be wondrous. That would be boring, very boring. And quite frankly, I am so sick and tired of fictional characters being treated as real people whose actions need to be weighed on some scales of justice. They don't. They're fiction. They're not real. Exhibit B, the Gizmodo article that has the graphic that says, "We are all Wonder Woman." No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Wonder Woman is a fictional character with superpowers. You know, last time I checked, those don't actually exist. You know, I mean, I'm sorry to break this to you, women. Actually, no, I'm sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry. I'm going to treat you as an equal here and just tell you how it is. Having a vagina does not give you superpowers. It does not make you special. I mean, could you imagine if a group of men tomorrow, they came out and they said, "We are all Batman. Every single one of us is Batman. We are all strong and independent as Batman." Could you imagine how just unmercilessly, like, they would get made fun of? I mean, they'd be so emasculated on social media, and it would just continue on and on and on until these people basically crawled under a rock and died and deleted their accounts and just fell off the face of planet Earth. Could you seriously imagine? But you see, that's just it though. You see, we're not really living in a society anymore that's unfairly balanced towards women here in the West. No, we're really living in a society that's more unfairly balanced towards men. But yeah, that's a huge topic that I do not want to cover in this video. I'll just end by saying that I hope I never live to see the day where MRAs, you know, men's rights activists, where they basically become as cringy as the whole SJW feminist thing, you know. Live to see the day where, like, MRAs are calling people bigots because they're making fun of them for filming videos on YouTube where they're, like, crying. Some 30-year-old balding guy's, like, crying, you know, talking about how Justin Bieber helped him come to terms with his bisexuality or something. I hope I never live to see that day. I mean, that's kind of more this group's bag, so it's highly, you know, doubtful, but, you know, then again, stranger things have happened. Anyways, thanks for watching, Bromandos. You know, that's truly about it for right now. Like I said, I don't really want to go in depth about feminism here on Action Ration. I mean, like I said, it's just been done to death. And, you know, you see all those feminist response videos. And really, the reality is that those girls making those videos, they're not the problem. The problem is the society that we're living in. The problem is academia. The problem is the media. And, you know, just like feminists have lost the battle of the internet, they're going to lose the battle in those arenas too, because the reality is that if you're a kid growing up and you're listening to your teacher maybe tell you about all this feminist crap, well, you have this thing called the internet, and you can look it up, and you can instantly see that they're full of shit. But anyways, hey, again, thanks for watching. I'm Thompsonator. You can subscribe if you liked this to my channel, or follow me at VidMe for more bad opinions. And like always, I'll see you all again real soon for more action.